Today on the Diz List, we discuss the attractions that need a Halloween overlay at Walt Disney World.
Welcome to the Diz List, the podcast that lists everything in Walt Disney World. I'm Nick.
And I'm Rob, and I'm going to make sure I get this right this time. This week, we're going to do a talk about the attractions that need a Halloween overlay.
Yeah, not a layover.
Not a layover. The first time I did it, I was like,
Layover.
We were booking plane tickets recently, so I was thinking layover.
Yeah.
But yeah, we...
I wouldn't mind having a layover in Disney.
I know, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I would.
What happened in the world of Disney this week? Lots, so tell us.
Yeah, a couple things were announced this week. It was funny because we're teachers, we get up early, and I wake up and I look and see what's new in the world of Disney, and they posted this picture with for when Rock and Roller Coaster was going to open, and it's opening the summer of 2026, which was kind of cool.
Yeah,
and
I might be there. Who knows?
And I was looking, and as soon as I refreshed, all of a sudden this thing popped up, and I'm like, how did I miss this? And I looked, and it posted 2 minutes ago. So they were posting their content as we were waking up in the morning, which I'll get to that one in a second too. But they had a lot to. My point is they had a lot to announce in a row. They had these images and
random
slides ready,
random Wednesday or something like that. Yeah.
So it was Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yep.
So that's something you could probably experience.
I mean, depending on what time of the summer that it opens, yeah. I mean, because I'm going in the summer.
And then the next announcement was, and this is something we talked about, and I think you made a post about this on our social media, was
it's hilarious.
The Frozen animatronics are going to be refurbished.
Yeah.
So no longer will they have they almost look like kabuki masks because their faces are almost white now. You know what I mean?
Painted on, yeah, it's weird.
They just look so weird.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, maybe they do listen to us. Yeah. I would say this. My hope is also not just that they replace those animatronics, but I think the reason that ride is so dark is because of those style of animatronics.
Oh.
So if you look at the images out of, is it Tokyo?
I think so.
Their Frozen ride is much brighter.
Yeah.
And the details pop better. But here, because they have those projections, I feel like that's why it's darker. So I wonder if they might get a little bit brighter in there too.
That's an easy fix.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm sure a lot of those are LED, and they're the ones that are adjustable. And
there won't be. I don't think there'll be the black light kind of thing going on anymore. But I'm excited because I hate those current animatronics. I think they are awful. And was it you? Somebody said, "Oh, next we need to do the dwarves." Was it you that said that to me?
No.
Somebody I was communicating with on Instagram then said, "Oh, next we need to do the dwarves because they look awful too." And I don't disagree.
Yeah. It's the glowing heads that are weird.
It's weird. It's because the rest of the body doesn't glow.
Well, they think they're being... Well, it is creative. I don't want to say they think they're being creative. It's definitely a creative solution.
At the time, it was needed, yes. But it's not needed anymore because they have amazing animatronics now.
Well, the third announcement, too, it's funny because a lot of times there's these news bits and we can discuss them for a long time, but these are all things either we've talked about or we know are coming or being solidified. And we had talked about the fact that we were hoping to see Clawhauser when they redid this Zootopia.
Yeah.
Because we saw the animatronic that, I think it's Shanghai.
Yes, I believe so.
So Shanghai has a Zootopia land. If we're wrong, you can correct us. Yeah. It's fine. We're pretty sure we're right, though.
One of the Asian parks.
Yep. And then the Clawhauser animatronic was incredible.
Absolutely was.
It looked amazing, seeing that thing come to life. And then they showed that was going to be something that was probably already there.
Yeah.
Because they're looking to do the pass holder previews or cast member previews. What comes first?
I mean,
cast member, then pass holder?
I think usually it goes cast member and then media, then the pass holder and different groups like that.
Because the announcement was, winter 2025?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be open soon.
Right. Okay.
My guess is within a month they'll start doing some previews, would be my guess.
So Christmas time it could be open.
Yep.
So if we're there Christmas, we could try to do that too.
Because they did say winter 2025.
Yep.
So
And winter 2025 is the big gap between the two winters of 2025.
Yeah, so like
January, February, March
versus
Western
December
New York winter.
20th.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, that's really it for like major news. I mean, there's other little things that have
No,
happened, but unless you can think of anything else.
No.
that's
I mean,
huge.
I think they are big news because like we're getting a day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or not a day, a time frame for Rock and Roller Coaster. I'm excited because I would have told you there's no way that they're going to be opening that before next winter.
Mm-hmm.
So I was excited to hear that possibly next summer I'll get to ride it. They did also mention that first they revealed they talked about it's definitely going to be an animatronic of Scooter. Then they hinted at he won't be the only Muppet animatronic on the ride.
Cool.
So
Great.
I'm excited to see how they do that because I'm not sure how you do that in that ride.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You know what I mean?
You're moving so quickly.
Yeah, so I don't know how they do that. Is it at the end? Is it at the
launch?
beginning?
Yeah, that could
like
be cool.
where are they? Like,
That could be cool.
So either way, they did hint that there was going to be multiple Muppet animatronics and confirmed that Scooter was going to be one of them.
Only other thing I can think of that just popped in my mind, Tron just came out.
Yes, Tron Ares.
I haven't heard much about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched a couple of interviews with Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails about why he used the name Nine Inch Nails and not Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, because he felt this is interesting. That's why I figured I'd throw it on the show, and you'll like this too. Okay. He feels in the other movies that he's scored before in the past, he feels like he's adding to the movie and he's kind of creating the mood and adding another character, so to speak. And he said for this, the director actually asked him specifically, can you build this as Nine Inch Nails? Because we want to build songs and we want the songs to kind of be more of a character, more or less, serving the story in the opposite way. They want it to be featuring Nine Inch Nails. So people are going in focusing on that being a song. Plus he didn't say this too. The biggest thing that he didn't mention is that Nine Inch Nails has Trent singing. And,
right.
And as far as I know, in the majority of the soundtracks that he's done, they're all just instrumental. So there's vocals on some of the songs. I've listened to the soundtrack all the way through. We've talked about it on the show before. And there isn't vocals on every song. Most songs don't.
Right.
But to me, when they're singing and it has that same vibe of Nine Inch Nails, you got to call it that. So I'm glad he was interested in doing that. And now they're doing a tour.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's kind of cool.
I saw him once in concert and it was pretty amazing. They put on a really, really cool show.
Really?
You wouldn't think so because it's a lot of keyboards, but Trent is an excellent performer. So
awesome.
It was a good show.
That should be a fun tour.
Yep.
I have heard that the movie was pretty good, that the visuals were stunning.
Great.
And that I also heard that the soundtrack is the thing that pushes it over the edge.
Good.
So that's kind of cool.
Excellent.
So I don't think I'll go to the theater to see it, but I definitely am looking forward to see it.
I think if I did, you and I have this discussion a lot too. So sorry if you hear us talk about how difficult it is to go to the movies these days with, teens. Yeah, I had an issue.
Yeah, old man yelling, "Get off my lawn!" now. But still, that's kind of what we are.
I won't get into the whole story, but we went and saw a Marvel movie, and there were kids literally diving over the seats and like yelling.
It's not enjoyable.
No, it was
too much
wasn't
money.
Great. So I'm thinking maybe if I wait a little bit, I'm thinking maybe those kids go to opening weekend. I don't know.
I don't know if they go to it.
I don't even know.
It's
know just hard. So if you're a listener and you've had a rough experience at the movies, or if your experiences are really good,
let us know where.
Because this is a topic we talk about a lot. We're definitely interested, and also let us know where you are too.
Right.
Maybe this isn't a problem overseas. We have overseas listeners.
Yeah, maybe it's not a problem.
But maybe it's a bigger problem overseas too.
Who knows?
We want to know. We're curious. So, that's it for us.
We're going to head off to the halftime show, I think. So when we get back, we're going to talk about holiday overlays specifically for Halloween. And we did it a little different this week. We're doing one at every park. So we'll talk to you right after the break. welcome back. That was the Skittles halftime show, and that's a throwback.
Yes. Which,
if you're a new listener,
wait a minute.
If you're a new listener, you have zero clue what that's about. If you're an old listener, you're like, wow, they brought back the Skittles.
Were you the
show.
DJ at the pep rally the other day?
Yeah.
Okay. I was really hoping. Well, you didn't have the mic. That's why.
Yeah.
I thought that was you up there, and I was waiting for you to make some funny comment about the Skittles halftime show.
No, because you had the mic.
No, I didn't.
Well, they handed it to you at one point.
I only at one point, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking of, because I always try to, whenever we're at school and either of us are like announcing or doing music for something, we try to throw in something that's Diz List related. This is why I'm talking about it here.
Yeah. I almost played the Diz List theme, like almost just hit play.
I did that at one of your games one time.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's going to be really mad at me. I was up there with my son. He goes, no, he'll think it's cool. I'm like, well, only if they're winning. Like if but you're usually winning, so that's good. Nick coaches soccer, and I don't always talk about this on the main show. Your team is doing really, really well. So
thank you.
Shout out to you and your team. So
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so today we're going to do some not retheming, but we're going to talk about overlays. Yeah. Now,
not a layover.
Not a layover. No. There's some pretty big overlays that happen already.
Yeah.
Right. So
let's
you've
talk
got
about a couple. Good way to start.
Yeah. You've got like living with the land for the holidays.
Yep.
They put all the lights up. That's one.
Yeah.
You've got obviously in California. They
do a lot of them.
They have an amazing overlay at Haunted Mansion. And actually, I wanted to bring this up because yesterday, my brother and sister-in-law were at my house, and we were talking about their time in Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
First off, he's like, my brother's like, you got to go. It was amazing. But they rode Haunted Mansion like 3 or 4 times and absolutely loved it.
As Nightmare Before Christmas overlay?
Correct, yeah. And the whole Monsters After Dark for the Guardians of the Galaxy Tower of Terror overlay, whatever.
Breakout.
Yeah, Mission Breakout.
Yeah.
So
excellent ride.
Yeah, they said that was really cool because after 2:00, I think it is, they closed down and for like an hour and then switched it over.
Oh, midday. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they wrote it
cool
in both different versions.
Oh well, see if it screens. I mean, that's probably something we may bring up later. But if you can hit a button,
and they did
load in,
and they did Oogie Boogie Bash.
Cool.
And they said it was an absolute blast.
Great. This is your brother who lives in Buffalo?
Yeah.
So and your sister-in-law, who I know.
Yes. They said it was an absolute blast to do Oogie Boogie Bash.
Cool.
So that was kind of cool.
Good. I'm glad they had fun.
I was extremely jealous. But yeah, so they did do the Haunted Mansion one. They do Jingle Cruise. That's one. That's a holiday
that
overlay.
I've done. Yeah.
So Jingle Cruise.
Which is not that different. They just kind of put Christmas decorations around.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll try to do that again this year, but it's not a huge deal.
No.
It's just kind of cool to, if you're a regular, and just to see it in a different way is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But this list was harder than we thought.
Yeah.
I came up with it midweek, sent it to you, and said, hey, what do you think about this? I don't know what made me think of it. Just popped in my head. You immediately were like, done. That's great. Yeah. And then we started doing it. We're like, man, this is a little tricky.
Yeah.
One park in particular that we'll get to is, we came up with some cool options, but
right, it was difficult though.
Well, I'm going to dig in here. I want to start with EPCOT, and I'm curious how much we're going to overlap on these. This one I think is going to be similar to what you were saying with Mission Breakout, where you could just hit a button. You're smiling. Okay.
I'm thinking that's probably going to be the same thing as me.
My thought was Soarin'.
Oh.
Okay, so for Soarin', I would do a remix, and what the remix would be is you're on the witch's broom, and you get on a witch's broom, and you're flying around.
Okay.
And it's everything you would do in regular Soarin', but at night.
Isn't most of it, or isn't a lot of it at night?
No, well, every part of it would be at night.
Okay.
The whole part of it would be at night, and you're just riding on a witch's broom. And it's
all right.
When you go to get on the ride, the Patrick Warburton intro will be, a witch.
Okay.
Maybe one of the Hocus Pocus witches or something like that. Just trying to think of what I could theme it to. Hocus Pocus is huge. We're going to get hate mail for this, but I'm not a Hocus Pocus fan. I don't love that movie. We're actually going there in a few weeks to Salem. It's okay. I don't love it. It's not when I rewatch. You're smiling. Do you like it? Or you're not a fan?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I respect it. I love the actresses in it. The people that love it. Just not for me personally. Yeah. But I'm not anti.
No, I'm not against it.
I would tell
you
if there was something I didn't like I will say I don't like that. I've seen it, and then we rewatched it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We watched part 1 and part 2, and I was like, yeah, it's okay.
It is. That's about.
If you love it, good for you, and you don't have to send us mean messages. It's you like what you like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure we have tons of listeners that don't care about Star Wars, and we do.
Right. I think the Soren thing's a good idea. I didn't think of that. I probably wouldn't do it just at night. I would probably do something that's a little bit spookier. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like have something a little bit creepier, a little bit spookier, than just being, flying over those things at night. But I do think that's a cool idea.
I just think that ride needs.
It's so easy that they don't. It's shocking that they don't do anything with it.
I know, and they do that with some things, like just even shuffling the music on Guardians of the Galaxy makes me want to go back so much more.
Right.
And realistically, how expensive is it to redo that stuff?
We
said this last week with the Star Wars Star Tours.
Yeah, it's a drone shot, guys.
Yes.
Like, take a drone,
I know.
go fly it, and redo it. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you. Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this, but we could do that on AI in like 5 minutes.
I mean, you could now. Yeah, nowadays, why not?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you have?
So mine at Epcot was not that.
Sure.
But mine at Epcot is a kind of screen heavy.
Yeah.
And so I think it'd be fun to do Cosmic Rewind.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you could do.
And here's why.
You could do Thriller.
Yeah, exactly. So you could do songs from the 80s like Thriller.
Uh-huh.
You could also. Remember how creepy the 80s costumes were?
Yes,
like
they were.
The plastic masks and stuff.
I can't remember the name. There's that guy's become so famous.
Yeah.
Ben, I got to look up the guy's name.
So, I think it would be really fun to redo Cosmic Rewind and just have an overlay, right? It doesn't have to be, and that's one that, again, you flip a switch. You change the songs, and then the screens could be different. You could have a different pre-show, and the ride itself doesn't have to change too much, but like when he's coming after you, you know what I mean? And he's got, like, you're literally going through, like, the time warp or whatever you want to call it. There's no reason you couldn't easily make that like a Halloween type of theme.
Yeah, I was on the right track. I knew his first name was Ben.
Okay.
So it's Ben Cooper.
Okay.
And if you're listening and you're not driving, Google Ben Cooper masks. Regular Ben Cooper is, I'm pretty sure, an actor. But you can see kind of the masks that we're talking about. But they're so cool.
Like, I think it would be kind of cool. Like if it was like something about candy, like you're going like, I don't know, Cosmic Rewind, and something. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like he's he's basically reminiscing about his time as a child, being going and being a.
Or it's based around
trick-or-treating.
What's the actor's name that's on America's Got Talent, and he's the guy that does Epcotians?
Oh, Terry Crews.
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, he's such a good guy.
The pre-show.
Disney
could be
calls
easy.
him up. Hey, Terry Crews. He'd be like, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just seems like the coolest guy.
I agree.
But that's a great choice.
I think Cosmic Rewind would be a lot of fun, and it's one of my favorite rides anyway. And
it is my favorite ride.
And you have the whole soundtrack of.
Anything.
Like Thriller is the perfect one that I thought of. But
and the other one, I'm pretty sure Michael Jackson does uncredited backups, is the Somebody's Watching Me song.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many.
Yeah. I think it'd be great.
Well, they've done Blondie, so they do some older punk bands. Imagine if they did like, the Misfits or the Ramones or, one of those old punk bands.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
And then my buddy Vinny owns that record label where they do so many cool. Man, Halloween surf music is like so good.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. I'm going to give him a shout out here. Search High Tide, HITIDE Halloween. Put on that mix. It is so good. I do it in my classroom all the time.
It's a great mix,
kids
actually.
love it.
Yeah.
So shout out to Vinny and High Tide Records.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next one, Nick, is tough. I came up with something, but it's Animal Kingdom.
Oh, this was the hardest park by far.
We love this park. I really do. And I know a lot of our listeners, this is their favorite park, but it's tough because there aren't a lot of things that are easy to make Halloween. And a good chunk of the park is closed right now.
Yep.
If that part of the park was open, it would be easy to say, oh, we could do that with Encanto or like that would work.
Or even Dinosaur.
But we're not counting any of that. Like Dinosaur would work too. So my idea is a little different. The rest of them are more kind of based around IP. But when they do these, the Halloween bash, the Mickey's Not So Scary, right?
Yep.
They let kids come in with costumes and they go trick-or-treating. What if they did something on the Maharaj and the Gorilla Falls Jungle Trails and it's more of like an educational thing where every time you go up, it's like trick or treating. So you go up to where the tigers are and you say trick or treat, and they do like a little fact about the tigers. Or you're on Gorilla Falls and trick or treat, they give you your candy and they say, well, the gorillas live in this type of habitat and this and that. It would be a cool educational thing as well as kind of a fun activity for kids to do. Not really a specific overlay. I guess the cast members could be dressed up like different creepy characters.
I think you could make it definitely a little bit more of an overlay too by adding, like, you could have jack-o'-lanterns along the trail. You could you could do different things like that along the trail.
The only downside is it couldn't be at night.
Right.
It's got to be during the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Because they don't
have that open.
Yeah, because I mean, why would you keep a park open that has like bioluminescence in it? Why would you keep that open past 6 o'clock? That would be weird. That'd be silliness.
I don't think you've ever been. I have once. I don't think you've ever been to Animal Kingdom past dark.
No, because when I started going, they were already closing at like 6 o'clock.
It's a bummer. It's
so
really
weird.
Cool.
So weird.
So this was a tough one. Do you have anything for it?
I like your idea. I also had a tough time here. I'm thinking, even though it's not open yet, the Zootopia Tree of Life.
Right.
So
that's another one where you could just press a button and
load in.
Judy hops with a costume.
Yeah. So I think it would be kind of a cool one to do that. I was going through my head, like, what do you do in that park? You can't do Kali River Rapids. Like, how do you make that Halloween?
No,
you can't
I was thinking about I went through the whole
You can't
park
do Expedition
in my head.
Everest. That doesn't
Pandora,
make sense.
I made, in the pre-show, we were talking about this a little bit, where I said, Pandora, you're in a world where, I mean, there's people from Earth in it, but it doesn't really exist. And I said it was kind of like the Star Wars Christmas special. Yeah. Where they had to invent like this holiday. It wasn't even Christmas. They just called it Life Day. It's you're putting this square piece in a circle hole. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. So I think Zootopia would be good. They could do something about Halloween in Zootopia, basically, and go from there. But I can't. I mean, Animal Kingdom was hard. It was real hard. I mean, to be honest, we thought this was going to be easy, and then it really wasn't. So yeah, Zootopia over at Animal Kingdom I think would be a cool one for a holiday overlay.
I think if we're making our way over to Hollywood Studios here, this one I think was a little easier for me.
I had like 3 or 4.
I did too. I had a couple choices of things that we could do. I had a few that kind of made my honorable mention list. I mean, you can go right to Tower of Terror, and maybe that's what you chose. But I thought, okay, that's kind of already a Halloween overlay.
Right.
So then I thought, what's going to end up being a layup here is Rock and Roller Coaster. And I sent you a text. I don't know if you remember this. When I told you what the list was, and I put like an example.
Yes.
So the example was not the Muppets version, but if it was just the regular Aerosmith version of Rock and Roller Coaster, you retheme it to Cruella, and then the cars are like the Dalmatian cars. Yeah. But so that was my example. But when it's updated, which is going to open really soon, it's going to open with Muppets. Just you take the Muppets, because they already have their costumes from when they did Muppets Haunted Mansion. They do a lot of like Halloween type things with the Muppets.
Absolutely.
So I listed a couple things they could do with the Muppets. They could use the Haunted Mansion costumes, not necessarily point it directly at Haunted Mansion, but they could bring it into that other park. Just change to spooky music. Could even be, Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Add some lighting effects or lightning effects. Change the lighting, and then that little intro video. If some of them are animatronics and some of it is a video, again, just like we said, you press a button, all of a sudden you get the Muppet actors to just redo it. They can even mime or lip sync. Yep. If they already have the Muppets talking, they could just have the puppets in costume. Yeah. And that would work too. Yeah. I'm assuming that's not what you had.
No, it's not. I did not think of that at all.
Good. Well, and I also like sometimes too when we don't overlap. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
Yeah. I mean, mine I thought was super obvious, and it's something we have actually discussed that they need to do a kind of a redo of, and that is Midway Mania.
I had that on honorable mention.
So,
great call.
because how it's so easy, right? It's literally, first off, it's a gamified ride, so I like that. It's screens. It's not like Space Ranger Spin where those aren't screens. Like that would be harder to do an overlay.
Yep.
But with the screens, anything with screens is to me an easy layup for an overlay. But I think Midway Mania doing that with the Toy Story characters in a Halloween theme and make it like, I don't know, like when you're shooting the stuff and throwing stuff, you're throwing candy corn.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, you're throwing like actual candy, or like you're trying to use the darts to pop like balloons that are carrying Halloween candies, and then bats and stuff like that. So
Cool.
So I think it'd be a cool thing to do. It wouldn't be that like. Here's my thing. Haunted Mansion, for instance, the overlay they do in California, I feel like
it's a Christmas overlay too.
Right, yeah. And it goes so long. I feel like it changes the entire ride. Like changes the feel of the ride.
Yes, and for a long period of time.
This would not change the feeling of the ride.
Not at all.
Because the ride would still be that game, would still be that Midway style games, but it'd be a Midway at Halloween time. So I think it'd be a lot of fun. I don't know, I don't know that they wouldn't do this. Like, I think this is something I could see them eventually saying, hey, this is okay. And it's not like, the reason I brought up the Haunted Mansion thing is because that Haunted Mansion thing they can't do in Orlando. Like, you can do it in Disneyland where it's a locals park. You can't do that in Orlando. No, because people would be losing their mind that they didn't get to do the Haunted Mansion ride the way it was supposed to be. With this, you can do this, and it's not gonna change it enough. So that's why it could easily be happening in Orlando.
I was going to ask you. So you teach computer science.
I do.
AP computer science.
Yes.
I'll give you the AP credit there.
All
so
people.
if you
all people.
I'm going to credit. So if you're creating a game, for example, and you have to define what the shape is for the projectile, right? Couldn't you reasonably, when you're programming a game, you define that as a peppermint instead of a whatever the white ball would be? So it's easy, right?
The way you just described that is perfect.
Okay.
So it's
because I know a little bit. Obviously, I'm not teaching an AP class, but I know enough about
depending on the programming language, it's either an object or you can call it a sprite, whatever you want to call it. The thing is, all they would have to do is design the image itself.
Right. We'll use peppermint,
and
3-dimensional peppermint.
Replace the bottle that you're trying to knock over in the Midway game or the balloon. Replace that with insert new object here.
Sure.
And it would work. So it programming wise, it doesn't change a lick.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is like the image, and
I just figured
they could very easily do that.
I figured if it's like a circular, almost like a ping pong ball, right?
Yep.
It's easy to substitute that as far as like the physics and how it's going to react to things. If it was something that's also a circle.
Yeah. You could replace it with whatever you want.
Hopefully, our listeners appreciated us getting a little nerdy there, but I feel like that stuff's interesting to me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sure we've got some nerds out there.
A couple.
Mikey.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Mikey loves us.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mikey. He's a patron who writes to us all the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mikey, this is a good time to bring this up. Do you remember when we were talking about how much it means to people when they're called down when they get to be in the Lion King show?
Yeah.
He sent me a video of his daughter.
No way.
Participating. And he said, oh, gosh, I think she was 4, I think Mikey said. He said she still talks about it to this day.
That's awesome.
So we were right.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
Because we brought that up.
I meant to bring that up too. So yeah, shout out to Mikey.
Awesome.
Thanks for sending me that.
Awesome. That's great.
So
and he made us that sign behind you.
Yes, he did. And if you have stories like that, send it to us. We love hearing that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool.
So yep.
That leaves just one park.
It does. And this one is all based in nostalgia again for me, because that's kind of the guy I am on the show. You're the new shiny guy, and I'm the nostalgia guy in the show, and that's fine, and that's what makes this interesting for us.
Shiny head.
That's why I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah.
So one of the things I really loved growing up going to Magic Kingdom, and it's part of the reason it's one of my favorite parks, was going on Snow White Scary Adventures. Snowy White Scary Adventures. And the cool thing is it still exists in Disneyland. And that was fun for me to be able to experience close to a similar version of that.
Right, yeah.
So my thought was, let's take Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and make it Seven Dwarfs Scare Train or something like that. And let's find... So one of the scariest things in that ride, and listeners who went on it will know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a part in the ride where you are looking at the Queen as the queen, and then she turns around, and then it's the scary witch with the eyes popping out.
Yeah.
That was the scariest thing when I was little, and I just loved it. I loved that. I loved Haunted Mansion. I just like scary stuff. So I would love if they could find that, and it's not really even an animatronic. It's just kind of a sculpture that spins. Put that somewhere on the ride. Add in the queue. It's really easy to put spider webs and jack-o'-lanterns along the ride.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be trick or treat, but you could make it kind of spooky. And then put like some spiders where the hole is where you exit the mine cart, and maybe change the music. Maybe it's not happy. Maybe you don't do hi ho and all that in the inside. Maybe you change up the music somehow. Mm-hmm. But I would love to bring back that vibe, which they've already done, and it's easy to bring back. For Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, make it Seven Dwarfs Scare Train.
That's cool.
So that was kind of what I was thinking for that one. Wouldn't be too hard.
Uh-huh. I mean, the layup here in Magic Kingdom would be Haunted Mansion, but I think
it is. But like, do you overlay a scarier layover over something?
And they. So I had a hard time deciding. I kind of went and bounced around. At first, I was like, what'd be really cool is if they did Winnie the Pooh, because I think those particular characters are so cool when they dress up.
They do.
And I was like, no, because like. I don't know how you change the inside with all those.
It could work.
So I ended up settling on Space Mountain.
Oh, great!
I think Space Mountain would be really cool to do.
Are you going to retheme it as Alien?
Hold on. I thought so. The music in there is spooky. You play spooky music.
Yeah.
And you're going around, and like they could easily do like how. So I'm not saying turn the lights on because I don't want that, but they could have specific spots where there are items on the framework of the ride that are spotlit. So scary items. Whether it's a bat or a ghost or not scary like where you're really going to terrify somebody. Not like your idea for Tower of Terror that we talked about on our Patreon show.
Oh, if you're not, if you are or you're not a patron, go in and listen to our retheme of Tower of Terror.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I would say I think Space Mountain would work really well.
I agree.
Because they already do like the Hyperspace Mountain over in Disneyland.
Yeah.
And, that kind of idea of some sort of an overlay of Space Mountain can easily work for Halloween. Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing there's a way to do it such that you could kind of just flip a switch, and it's like that for a little while. I mean, because you just put, like I said, you go in there, put up whatever signage or projections you want to do.
Yeah.
Because it could be projections too.
Well, they have those now too. I mean, let's say the moon that's projected, you project a witch flying in front of it, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And another easy one too is right now the main lighting on the inside are like purples and blues. Mm-hmm. You just, if they're LEDs, again, if they're one of those LEDs that change colors, just purples, orange, greens, some Halloween.
And you can easily
colors.
That queue is not, there's not really a queue to speak of, but like you could do something with that queue to make it a little bit more Halloween like. And space can be like, the whole space idea can be kind of like Halloweenish. Mm-hmm. So I think it'd be a good one. You could do alien stuff in there, not alien like what you were saying, like not like the movie Alien, but like alien costume type stuff from a Halloween sort of situation. And it wouldn't be the first time in Tomorrowland that they've done scary and alien. No. Because before Stitch's Great Escape was that, it was the extraterrestrial alien encounter, which was terrifying. Right. Yeah. So I thought of that, but I do think it would be cool doing something with Winnie the Pooh, but I just think it'd be a little bit more difficult. I did want to mention, I talked about how I talked to my brother yesterday and my sister-in-law about all the stuff that was overlays. He's like, I'll tell you what. It's like, I don't know how they get away with it, but man, we went to hell. I go, what? He goes, yeah, at Disney Park, you go to hell, because he was talking about Mr. Toad. And I was like, yeah. I was like, isn't that cool? I was like, that used to be the Winnie the Pooh ride. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, the Winnie the Pooh ride in Disney World, that's what it used to be. He's like, no way. Why would they get rid of it? I was like, well, you and Rob should have a talk. So. Well, I mean, we've said this on a previous show before. We looked up the most popular, or let's not say most popular, the most financially beneficial
IPs of all time, and I think it's like Pokemon, and then Winnie the Pooh. I think is 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So you're putting
It's
something.
it's made
in
more
there.
money than Mickey Mouse, which is crazy.
Yes. Yeah.
Like as an IP.
Yeah.
And
It's wild.
so that would be a good one, but I do think Space Mountain is a layup as well. So
on as far as honorable mentions too, I was thinking of a couple different ones that were in Hollywood studios. We said Toy Story Mania, but the other one is right across the street. I mean, you could kind of retheme Slinky Dog, because any like kids' toys would be really easy. We go back to the Ben Cooper masks. Let's say you create a giant Ben Cooper mask at the entrance. You know, you could easily do some kind of overlay where you take the ride vehicle for Slinky, somehow paint an eye patch and make it a pirate Slinky Dog, or there's ways that you could do it. I think that would be a possibility too. Maybe at the end the penguin is singing the Frank Sinatra song, or it'd be something spookier at the end, or I don't know. I don't want to go into it too much, but that's the other one I was thinking could be possible too. So
yeah, I think honestly, I also think that like over in Magic Kingdom, Jungle Cruise could get a Halloween overlay
with the same kind of idea as the Christmas one.
Yeah, I mean it wouldn't be, and then pirates obviously, because pirates are a popular costume for younger kids. You could do some kind of a Halloween thing there. I don't know if it would track as well.
It's not really as much of an overlay, but it would be like a Halloween celebration ride. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be weird. And then in Epcot, another one I thought of was Tres Caballeros.
I thought of that one too, because you could change the screens if you needed to.
Yeah. So, I always enjoy like when we do these ideas of rethemes, or in this case overlays. And if you guys like hearing about these overlays or hearing about rides that we would retheme this entire month over on patreon.com/DizzlessPod, we're doing rethemes of different rides or entire areas. So, which
are all suggested by our listeners, which
Correct.
has been really fun and really hard.
Yeah, we did.
And we like it.
Yeah, we did Barnstormer. We did Tower of Terror. And then this week, we're retheming Space Ranger Spin.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. Next week is a biggie. The one I sent you.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real big, tough one.
Well, I think we'll come up with something cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Guys, we really appreciate you guys sharing us with other people. We really appreciate the support that we get from our listeners and obviously our patrons as well. But it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow, and tomorrow's just a list away.
Tune in next time, and we'll see you real soon.